It's 11:42 p.m. The phone is face down on your chest, screen against your shirt, and for about 4 seconds, nothing happens. You're just lying there, looking at the ceiling, and there's this small, almost physical itch, like your hand remembers something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. Then the phone is in your hand again. You didn't really decide to pick it up, it just happened, the way your foot taps when you're nervous. The first 10 minutes feel like checking, a message, a notification, something work-related you forgot to look at. That part feels almost responsible, like you're closing a loop. But somewhere around minute 15, the checking stops being checking. The thumb keeps moving up, 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 and your eyes are open, but nothing is really landing. A video about a stranger's kitchen renovation, a clip of an argument you have no context for, a recipe you'll never make. None of it is being chosen anymore. It's just arriving, and your thumb is clearing space for the next thing before the current thing finishes. This is the part people get wrong. They think doom scrolling is about wanting information, or entertainment, or even comfort. But if you watch yourself closely, you'll notice you're not enjoying most of it. Your face isn't doing anything. You're not laughing, you're not reacting, you're just absorbing, the way a wall absorbs sound. So if it's not enjoyment, what is it? Here's the part that's harder to admit. The phone isn't really competing with sleep. It's competing with the 5 minutes before sleep, the part where your mind, with nothing left to do, starts replaying the day. The comment that landed wrong in the group chat, the thing you said too fast in a meeting, the conversation you keep meaning to have and keep finding reasons to delay. That's the moment scrolling is built to prevent, not boredom. That. 3 hours pass like this. Not 3 hours of decisions, 3 hours of small repeated postponements, each one only a few seconds long, each one just buying a little more time before the ceiling, the quiet, and the thoughts get their turn. And here's the strange part. When you finally put the phone down, you don't feel relaxed. You feel slightly hollow, a little wired, but also tired in a way that doesn't match "I just rested for 3 hours." Your eyes are dry, your neck is stiff from holding the same position, and the thought you were avoiding? It's still there. It didn't go anywhere. It was waiting on the other side of the screen the whole time, patient like it always is. That's the contradiction nobody talks about. The behavior gets sold to you, by the apps, but also by yourself, as rest. I'm just winding down. But rest usually leaves you a little more restored. This leaves you a little more depleted. You spent the thing you were trying to save. The quiet cost isn't really the 3 hours either. People say, "I wasted my evening," feel a flash of guilt, and forget about it by morning. The real cost is smaller and slower. It's the conversation that keeps not happening, the decision that keeps getting pushed to tomorrow, the feeling that keeps getting almost felt and then interrupted. Night after night, the unresolved things don't get resolved. They just get archived under a thumb's worth of motion. If there's one thing worth noticing, not fixing, just noticing, it's those 4 seconds. The moment the phone is face down and your hand starts to itch. That's not the scrolling yet. That's the decision point, except it doesn't feel like a decision because it happens too fast to register as one. You don't have to do anything dramatic with that moment. You don't have to throw the phone across the room or delete every app. Just try once to stay in those 4 seconds a little longer. Let the itch happen without obeying it right away. Not because stillness is good for you in some abstract way, but because that's the only place where you'd actually find out what the scrolling has been standing in front of. What thought, what feeling, what unfinished sentence. Most of the time, it's smaller than you'd expect. Not a crisis, just a thought that wanted 5 seconds of attention and got 3 hours of avoidance instead. This isn't a diagnosis, and it isn't a fix, just a clearer look at something a lot of people do every night without ever really watching themselves do it. If any of this points to something heavier for you, a conversation with someone you trust or a professional is worth more than another video. The ceiling is still there, so is the phone face down on your chest. Tonight, it's just one more thing you might notice before your thumb does.